Welcome to Ignite News on 6 at 6. It's Monday, August 25th, 2025. I'm Rihanna Nekram. Thanks for joining us. Here are the headlines. CJIA breaks ground on second terminal to handle growing passenger traffic. Jagdo says security forces ready to protect elections. Dismisses rigging claims as delusional. APNU pledges 35% teacher pay raise, better training, and stronger classroom support if elected. And Trinidad and Tobago's Prime Minister promises to support U.S. military access if Venezuela attacks Guyana. The CJIA International Airport is preparing for its largest expansion since its original modernization project. Today, the sod was officially turned for the construction of a second terminal, an investment reflecting Guyana's rapid growth in air travel, tourism, and international connectivity. The project is being undertaken by BHM, part of the United Kingdom's Malvern Group, in partnership with the Manchester Airport Group. Together, they will deliver a new 150,000 square foot arrivals terminal while also reconfiguring the existing international building.
Guyana is not just turning the sod of a new airport terminal. We are turning the sod of a new vision of Guyana. And I'm confident that Guyana is ready for that future. I want you to imagine that what this airport is going to look like 5 years from now. It's not going to take 5 years, but I want you to understand the vision. Because we have to have a terminal that can process thousands of people within 72 hours. Why? Because we're going to build a world-class arena to host international events here so we can support our investors who are building the hotels.
According to BHM's Managing Director Phil Atkinson, the design phase is already underway. Construction is expected to start early next year with completion in about 18 months. This investment is part of the government's wider $7 billion expansion plan for CJIA, announced earlier this year. The need for the second terminal has been driven by record-breaking traffic. In 2024, CJIA processed over 856,000 passengers, a 17% increase from the previous year. Officials now project that the airport could handle close to 3 million travelers annually by 2030 if growth continues on this trajectory.
The world is coming to Guyana, and Guyana is preparing for the world. And that is why we are here this morning. I repeat that. The world is coming to Guyana, and Guyana is preparing for the world. That is why we're having a terminal. Guyana is no longer a place in a corner. Guyana is at the top. And make no bones about it, we're not at the top just because we have oil and gas. We are at the top because we have a leader in the form of President Ali who have taken Guyana to the world, that Guyana is a leader today in food security. Wherever food security is being discussed, Guyana is at the top. Wherever climate security is being discussed, Guyana is at the top. Wherever energy security is being discussed, Guyana is at the top. And wherever biodiversity and biodiversity services are being discussed, Guyana is at the top.
Alongside the new terminal, several other upgrades are underway, including construction of a commercial center that is already 80% complete, new VIP and executive lounges, modern baggage handling systems, and additional airline office space. With elections set for September 1st, this expansion project also reflects the government's push to showcase visible progress on infrastructure. For passengers and airlines, it promises shorter lines, expanded services, and a more efficient gateway into Guyana's future. The community of Kwakwani in Region 10 is reeling after a devastating fire destroyed the Kwakwani Secondary School on Sunday morning. The school, which served over 500 students from the Upper Berbice River area, was a vital educational hub for hinterland and riverine communities. Public Works Minister Bishop Juan Edgel has since assured that the school will be rebuilt swiftly, bringing relief to worried parents and students. The minister added while reconstruction is being planned, immediate support systems are also being arranged. Parents and students can expect temporary alternatives to be in place when school resumes.
Parents, students, community of Kwakwani, please be assured your pain, your suffering, and your loss will be remedied swiftly.
The announcement has brought hope to residents, with the government reaffirming its commitment to ensure that education in Kwakwani is not disrupted despite this tragedy. The University of Ghana will establish a branch of its Faculty of Engineering and Technology in Region 3, President Dr. Irfan Ali made announced on Sunday. The new location will be housed at the Technical and Vocational Education and Training Center in the region. President Ali made an announcement during the PBC re-election campaign rally in Stewartville, saying the initiative responds to complaints from students unable to enroll in UG's civil engineering program due to limited space. He added government will use the TVET system to accommodate more students.
Some young kids came to me and they said, we applied to do civil engineering at the University of Guyana and they were told that they're out of seats. And I called Kofi and I said to him, nonsense! We will build the seats in the TVET Center at Lenora and give you a Faculty of Engineering right here.
President Ali said the move was part of his administration's broader effort to remove barriers to education.
No longer must no be an answer for the children of our country. We will break every barrier and give them the opportunity they want to be the best they can be.
The announcement follows another education initiative in the region. Last week, President Ali said the recently opened Tushan Secondary School will serve as the evening campus for UG's College of Medical Sciences, offering more than 17 programs in medicine and allied health fields for students across Essequibo and Demerara. People's Progressive Party Civic General Secretary Dr. Barry Jagdeo says security forces are prepared to counter any attempts to disrupt the upcoming elections. Addressing supporters at Stewartville in Region 3 yesterday, Dr. Jagdeo expressed confidence in his party's chances, saying a massive and clear-cut win is on course, thanks to unwavering supporter backing. He also warned against efforts to undermine the democratic process, knowing that security services are fully equipped to maintain order and safeguard integrity of the polls.
The security forces are ready to take on anyone who tries to disrupt the peaceful poll in these upcoming elections.
Dr. Jagdeo criticized alleged remarks from some contesting party members, accusing them of stoking unrest and making claims that the PPP intends to rig the vote. He dismissed these allegations as delusional. When returned, APNU makes promises to teachers. AFC launches a 2025 manifesto, and Guyanese critic and Brian Max granted bail following weekend altercation.
Fuel it up and drive, Super 95, tune up. Fuel it up and drive, Super 95, tune up. Protect your fuel system, boy. High mileage and performance, boy.
Guy Super 95 gasoline gives you more reasons to drive and is available at 56 service stations nationwide. For affordable price, high performance, and high mileage, choose Guy Super 95 gasoline.
Fuel it up and drive!
Welcome back. APNU's Coretta McDonald outlines her party's plans to support teachers if elected. A partnership with National Unity candidate and president of the Ghana Teachers Union, Coretta McDonald, has pledged better pay, more training, and a return to genuine collective bargaining for teachers if her party forms the next government. Speaking at a public meeting at Plaisance Line Top over the weekend, McDonald said APNU intends to improve both the education system and the lives of teachers. She explained that the party's plans go beyond building new school structures. They want classrooms to be conducive to learning, with manageable sizes that allow teachers to be effective. She also stressed that all teachers should be fully trained before entering the classroom.
We will train our teachers, ensure that they complete the program, so when they stand in front of the class, they are well equipped to deliver to our children.
McDonald repeated her party's promise of a 35% salary increase for all teachers, knowing that this is separate from whatever may be negotiated with the union.
We will reintegrate and revigorate, and we will return collective bargaining to the table for every single union. You know, the PPP know about marginalizing unions. So GAU and the other unions, they have them there at the top. But the GTU and so on, they throw you off on the side. We will show them what real governance is, because every single union will be treated equally.
The GTU president said an APNU government would not be concerned with making the education system simply look good, but with ensuring that it does well and works well for students and teachers alike. The Alliance for Change AFC last Friday launched its 2025 Elections Manifesto. According to senior AFC member Cathy Hughes, she told reporters the manifesto contains 25 detailed policy documents outlining the AFC's plan to improve the country.
The Alliance for Change, as you know, as a direct result of our listening and grounding sessions, which began mid in 2024, has now compiled over 25 policy documents that set out in detail our vision for building a new republic, a Guyana that works for every citizen in every aspect of national life.
The document highlights promises for the party's first 100 days in office, among them an 18% salary increase for public servants and the discipline services, retroactive to September 1st. Citizens over 18 would receive a one-time cash grant of $100,000, while school children will get $75,000 each term. The FC is also pledging $100,000 monthly old age pension, $150,000 for persons with disabilities, and $100,000 in public assistance for citizens between 18 and 64. Other pledges include raising the tax threshold to $250,000, renegotiating ExxonMobil's oil contract, reforming GCOM, and reestablishing the Constitutional Reform Committee. Over the next 5 years, the party says it will also work to reduce the cost of living, create jobs, improve health care and public safety, provide free education, and empower women, youth, and indigenous communities. The full manifesto is available on the AFC's social media platforms and website. Social media commentator Michael Rodriguez, widely known as Guyanese Critic, was granted a $100,000 bail when he appeared at the Georgian Magistrates Court today. Brian McIntosh, also called Brian Max, was released on $45,000 bail for the same incident, which is widely circulated on social media. The bail comes in connection with a weekend altercation that occurred last Saturday at the Critic studio on Laluni Street, Georgetown. During a live stream, Max spoke condescendingly to Rogers, questioning him about the alleged supermarket incident from 2 years ago, which was never pursued. Rogers responded, telling Max to worry about himself. Reports indicate Max had come to the studio to collect money on behalf of 2 individuals when the situation escalated. Max allegedly heard insults at Rodriguez, prompting him to slap him. Max appeared to fall to the ground and was heard breathing heavily before the live stream ended abruptly. Rodriguez, 45, has pleaded not guilty to unlawfully and maliciously wounding McIntosh. McIntosh faced 3 charges, including using abusive language towards Aussie Rogers and provoking both Rodriguez and Rogers with intent to insult or annoy them. The matters have been adjourned to September 15th. Trinidad and Tobago's Prime Minister Kamala Persad-Bissessar has pledged that her government would grant United States military access to Trinidadian territory if Venezuela were to launch an attack on Guyana. Speaking on the United National Congress Facebook page, Persad-Bissessar emphasized that no such request has yet been made by Washington, but she warned that if the Maduro administration were to attack Guyana, her government would unflinchingly provide the U.S. with access to defend the Guyanese people. The Prime Minister stressed that law-abiding citizens have nothing to fear from a U.S. presence in the region, while only criminals and their enablers should be concerned. She said Caribbean states like Trinidad and Tobago lack the resources to tackle entrenched drug cartels on their own, citing high murder rates, gang violence, and rising insecurity. Rejecting calls for CARICOM consultation, Persad-Bissessar said member states are free to make independent decisions. She dismissed criticism of the U.S. presence as anti-American propaganda and added U.S. forces are operating legally in international waters. Concluding her statement, she said her government values relations with the Venezuelan people and expressed hope that good sense and peace prevail. When we come back, Guyana crowns 2 new queens. Omaya Hall sets Carifesta light, and our young shuttlers shine with 4 medals in Barbados. That and more after the break.
Your business is built on hard work, vision, and the drive to succeed. At GBTI, we understand what it takes to grow. That's why we offer Grow, a small business service designed to help your business expand, adapt, and reach its full potential. From new opportunities to new milestones, we're here to support you every step of the way. Grow from GBTI. Progress starts here.
You're watching Night News on 6 at 6. Thanks for staying with us. It was a weekend of glitz and glamour as Guyana crowned not 1, but 2 new beauty queens. On Saturday night, the Marriott Ballroom dazzled as 22-year-old medical student and entrepreneur Chandni Baljor took home the title of Miss Universe Guyana 2025. With confidence, eloquence, and a story of resilience, as a former foster child, Baljor wowed the judges. The new queen is passionate about creating safe spaces for mental health, as well as championing universal health care, animal welfare, and youth empowerment. She'll carry the golden arrowhead all the way to Thailand this November for the Miss Universe pageant. The night before, psychology student and pageant veteran Kayla King captured the Miss Cosmo Ghana crown. Known for a body-positive message, "Your difference is your power," was Miss Ghana Independence 2022 and placed in the top 5 at Miss Ghana Culture Queen 2023. She will head to Vietnam in December for Miss Cosmo International. Both queens say they're ready to showcase Ghana's beauty and culture on the world stage, while championing causes close to their hearts. Guyanese Princess of Soca Omaya Hall lit up CARIFESTA 15 on Saturday night, thrilling the crowd at the National Botanical Gardens in Barbados. Hall's high-energy set had fans dancing, singing along, and waving flags in true Caribbean style. Videos making the rounds online show her commanding stage presence and strong connection with the audience, earning one of the loudest ovations of the evening. At just 23, Hall has already carved out a name for herself at home, winning this year's Road March title and dropping crowd favorites like Breakaway and Rum. This year's CARIFESTA, under the theme Caribbean Roots, Global Excellence, runs through August 31st and features music, theater, dance, fashion, and more across Barbados. With her electrifying performance, Omaya Hall has cemented her place as one of the festival's breakout stars, bringing Ghana's sound and spirit to the Caribbean stage. In sports, Ghana's junior badminton players wrapped up the Caribacco Junior Cup in Barbados with 4 medals. In the boys' under-11 doubles, Liam Bromell and Joel Rambarish fought hard against the Barbadian pair of Siraj Brafitt and Gabriel Watson. After winning the first set 21-13, they eventually settled for bronze, losing the next 2 sets 9-21 and 18-21. Rambarish also earned a bronze in the singles, going down to Trinidad's Michael Balvin. And the mixed doubles, Mishika Bihari, paired with Jamaica's Daniel Ford, also claimed bronze after a close semi-final. Overall, Guyana came away with 4 medals at the tournament. The team, which included Anjanisa Godet, Roel Rambarish, LaShonta Berkeley, Jonathan Debeden, Yonil Benjamin, and Christopher, was coached by Akili Haynes and Nkosi Beaton. Support came from the National Sports Commission, Republic Bank, and other sponsors. Newcastle United have seen a £50 million bid rejected for Wolves striker Jurgen Strand Larsen. The Norway international only joined Wolves permanently last month in a £23 million deal after a loan spell that produced 14 goals. Wolves manager Vitor Pereira says Larsen is very important to the team, especially after losing striker Matthias Cunha to Manchester United earlier this summer. Newcastle are now on the hunt for a new centre forward following Callum Wilson's departure. Their pursuit has so far been frustrating, with Brentford also rejecting 2 bids for Ewan Wissa. The transfer deadline closes September 1st, and rival clubs are standing firm on keeping their key players. For now, Anthony Gordon is expected to lead the line against Liverpool on Monday. Alexander Isaac will not feature. He's training separately after telling Newcastle he wants to move to Liverpool, though the club insists their price is unlikely to be met. Still ahead, Jamaica's ruling party lays out big promises for seniors. FEMA staff in the U.S. warn of a looming crisis, and tragedy in Gaza, where 5 journalists were killed in an airstrike. Welcome back. In Jamaica, Prime Minister Andrew Holness is pledging tax breaks and a new health plan for seniors as he seeks a 3rd term. Unveiling Jamaica's Labour Party's manifesto in Sharm Square last evening, Holness announced that Jamaicans aged 65 and over, earning $6 million or less annually from employment and pensions, will no longer pay income tax. He described the move as a way of honoring those who have built Jamaica and continue to bring balance and stability to society.
For seniors aged 65 and over, we will exempt all employment and pension earnings from income tax, where total income from all sources is $6 million or less per year, because we are honoring our seniors who have built Jamaica.
Holness also revealed plans for a national health plan aimed at seniors aged 60 and above.
We will introduce a national health plan for seniors aged 60 and over that will initially cover more than 400,000 people and provide benefits for 10 chronic illnesses. And we will expand this in phases towards universal health coverage, meaning that as we move along and we can secure the income, we will move the age lower from 60 to 40, and then we go down to 30 until it's universal for all Jamaicans.
He said the program reflects the JLP's commitment to improving the quality of life for Jamaica's elderly population. In international news, nearly 3 dozen staff at the Federal Emergency Management Agency are warning Congress to political interference and inexperience at the top could trigger disaster on the scale of Hurricane Katrina. In a letter signed by 35 FEMA employees, the group said Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem and Acting FEMA Director David Richardson lacked the qualifications to manage major disasters. They say new oversight rules like requiring Noem's approval of contracts over $100,000 are slowing the agency's ability to respond quickly. The letter urges Congress to make FEMA an independent cabinet-level agency, shield its staff from politically motivated firings, and restore the safeguards put in place after Katrina. Today's letter comes just days before the 20th anniversary of that storm, which killed more than 1,800 people. Katrina was one of the worst natural disasters in U.S. history, in part because of a breakdown of leadership and response at the city, state, and federal level. Congress passed the Post-Katrina Emergency Reform Act in 2006 to give FEMA more responsibility and to put in place safeguards to mitigate against another failed response. The Trump administration insists FEMA is prepared for this hurricane season, but staff warn the agency is being weakened by funding cuts, reduced training programs, and inexperienced leadership. Finally, this evening, in Gaza today, at least 20 people were killed when Israeli strikes hit Nasser Hospital in Khan Yunis. Among the dead, 5 journalists working with international media. One of them, Reuters cameraman Hussam al-Masri, was killed near a live broadcast position on the hospital's upper floors. Moments later, a second strike hit, killing more journalists, rescue workers, and medics who had rushed to help. The journalists lost include Miriam Abu Daga, who freelanced for the Associated Press, Mohammed Salama of Al Jazeera, freelancer Muaz Abu Taha, who occasionally contributed to Reuters, and Ahmed Abu Aziz. Reuters photographer Hatem Khaled was also wounded. Israel's military has confirmed striking near the hospital, saying it regrets any harm to civilians and is launching an inquiry. News organizations have expressed shock and grief. Reuters called the deaths devastating, while the Associated Press said it was shocked and saddened. Palestinian officials are urging the international community to protect journalists. Advocacy groups say nearly 200 media workers have been killed since the conflict began last October. Tonight, this latest tragedy underscores both the human cost of the war and the peril faced by those reporting it. And that's all for this edition of Ignite News on 6 at 6. For more stories, visit ignitenews.com or follow us on social media. Thanks for watching. I'm Rihanna Nikram. See you tomorrow for more Ignite News.